In this video, I'm going to show you how real business owners automate about 80% of their customer acquisition and their lead nurturing process, and a simple workflow that ties both of them together. Okay, so what you call a business right now might just be a highly inefficient job that you've given yourself. You might be the chief operator or the bottleneck, and quite possibly the biggest barrier to the growth of your own business. But when I said that, did it sting a little? Well, good, because there are so many talented, visionary business owners with incredible ideas that just get swamped with their day-to-day. Drowning in emails, manually creating every piece of content, constantly having to chase down leads, basically living tethered or tied to your inbox. The thing with this situation is that you are not building something that works for you, you literally are the entire engine, and it's a no-brainer where that leads to. Burnout, feeling stuck, a business that simply can't grow bigger than your personal output. That's the hobbyist trap. And it's exhausting you. Now, real business owners, the ones who scale or who manage to actually gain some type of freedom, they do one thing differently. They build systems. More specifically, they use automations to take those draining, repetitive tasks off their plate every day. It's no longer about hiring a massive team. It's about smart leverage using the tools that are available today, especially with AI making them more accessible than ever. And in this video, I'm going to show you two critical areas where applying automations is the fundamental difference between staying stuck and building a sustainable, growing business. I'll cover both of them separately, and then in the end I'll show you how to tie them together seamlessly. The first area is content creation and distribution. You know that in today's world, you need content. It's how you build trust, and it's also the best way to get the word out about your business. For that constant need for ideas, writing, posting, figuring out keywords, if you're doing all of this manually, I guarantee you that it's eating your week alive. Let's say you've uploaded your latest video to YouTube. The next logical step would be to take that video and create a bunch of shorts from it. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that if you want to create a proper short form video and do the editing manually, it can take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes per video, which doesn't seem like much, but when you're creating 5 to 10 videos from that long form video, the time quickly starts adding up, and then actually posting those videos eats up even more time. So how would a real business owner do this? They would automate the entire process. They use tools to take over all of the time-consuming stuff. This is exactly where AI tools like Taja can help you, because it can take you one long-form video and just with a few clicks and in a few minutes, it'll create a bunch of short-form videos and also a written piece of content that you can use for a blog or for a LinkedIn post. So it frees you up to focus on creating the message, on connecting with your audience, instead of spending hours trying to manually do this whole content creation thing. And that's how automation shifts you from being a content laborer to a content strategist, from someone who runs their business to someone who owns their business. The second critical area is marketing follow-up and lead nurturing. So you put all this effort into generating a lead from your content. What happens the moment someone shows interest? If it's manual emails that you send whenever you get around to it, or scattered notes everywhere, or just hoping that you remember to call them back when you get the chance, then you're actively losing potential business. Every lead that you don't follow up with pretty much immediately is effort wasted. A hobbyist reacts to leads whenever they get the chance, and a real business owner builds automated follow-up systems. Not even systems, plural. Literally just one automated system is enough to make a major shift in your business. And this means sending out more than just one automated email. It's about building sequences and triggering workflows depending on what your lead does, automating your appointment setting, and organizing all of your info automatically in one place so you know exactly where everything is. And platforms like HighLevel are designed specifically to handle these types of things for you. When someone becomes a lead, HighLevel can automatically send them the right information, process payments and purchases, book a meeting on your calendar, schedule calls, send reminders, and notify you if and when your lead is engaged and ready to talk to you. And it can do all of this without you having to lift a finger. So instead of a chaotic manual process, you now have a predictable automated pipeline. In other words, you get to spend your time focusing on those high-value conversions instead of playing administrative catch-up. Now, those are the two critical areas of automation, but they're still separate. So how do you tie them together? If your content system is separate from your lead tracking and your lead tracking is separated from your sales follow-up, you're probably spending a ton of time manually pushing information from one thing to the other. So this is a simple overview of how you can automate the entire workflow. In other words, basically connect these pieces so that one thing automatically triggers the next. Let's look at it this way. If you are actually having an interaction with a real person, which your lead is, Your goal with this automation is to get as close to that authentic connection as possible. Starting with your content, think of each piece of content like a fishing line, and the more lines that you cast out into the lake, the better your chances of getting a bite. So using Taja, you turn your one fishing line, aka your long YouTube video, into at least 15 different pieces of content. So in the context of the real human interaction that I just mentioned a moment ago, think of your content like your introductory handshake. It's you saying to people, hi, this is who I am and this is what I do, or this is what my business does. It's like extending your hand out and inviting an introductory handshake. And in each of these different pieces of content, you have a call to action, which is the next step. And when someone follows that call to action, it's kind of like them shaking your hand right back and saying, hey, I'm interested in hearing more about what you do. And your call to action leads them to your website, your landing page, your calendar page, wherever you choose to send your lead. And that's when HighLevel takes over. It'll run all of your communication pretty much on autopilot from this point on. So if you have a sales funnel or you're booking calls from this next page, this is the point where you gather the information so that your email sequence can be triggered. Now remember that you've set this up previously, but you've only done it just once. And if when I say that you are like, whoa, what's a funnel? Check out this video where I explain it in more detail. But that's really the entire automation. Now let's take a quick real world look at how much time this is actually going to save you. Take your long YouTube video, edit 10 shorts at about 30 minutes per video. That's 5 hours at least. Then depending on how many leads your content generates, if you're sending manual emails, let's say you just get one lead, you could spend about 5 minutes per day, but it's also not unrealistic to get about 20 to 50 new leads every single day. That's 1.5 to 4 hours of emailing every single day, totaling about 6 to 9 hours per week doing your content and then sending out these emails to your leads. Putting these automations in place, Taja will create those shorts for you in about 10 minutes, and then that lead nurturing with all of the emails and all the email follow-up takes up virtually no time. So these simple automations, you can save at worst 8 hours per week, or in other words, an entire workday. And that's not a result of you hiring an entire team, it's a result of you smartly using these tools that are already available to you. So if you're feeling ridiculously overworked right now, then seriously take a look at where automations can lift these burdens off your shoulders and then use these tools to do the heavy lifting for you. I have left links for both Taja and HighLevel down in the description of this video, so you can check them out from there. For Taja, you get a 7-day free trial, and then for HighLevel, you get a free trial as well. So go ahead, see what they do, see how they can help you, and maybe try creating your very first workflow as well. Keep creating, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next video.